Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Hello everyone, I hope that I'm live right now guys. If you guys are able to listen me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Hello everyone, are you guys able to listen me properly? Is there any issues with the audio or the video guys? Please let me know. No issues whatsoever. Everything is good. Everything is clear. Great. Awesome, guys. Awesome. So, welcome to this particular session, guys. For a very long period of time, students have been asking us for a C++ and data structures and algorithms bootcamp, and that is what we have brought to you guys this time. So, many of you guys might be visiting for the very first time for a bootcamp, right? And many of you guys might have been old DevTown veterans who have attended a lot of other boot camps that we have previously organized as well. So, nevertheless, for both of you guys, I'll be walking you throughout what are we going to do in this particular session, how is the session going to go further with. So, you don't have to worry about anything, guys. Okay, so as you're able to see, I will be going through towards everything before we are able to move further. It will be great if you guys are able to introduce yourself to me first. Okay, so for example, where are you from? What are you currently doing? Could you guys please let me know? Could you guys let me know, guys? Where are you from? What are you guys currently doing? It would be great if I am able to know that. Okay, so we have people from Pakistan, we have people from Kolkata, we have people from Delhi, we have people from Bhubaneswar, we have people from Rajasthan, Orissa, we have people from Nagpur, a lot of people from Delhi, Pune, Bihar, Mumbai, Karnataka. We have people joining us from Gwalior, Bangalore, Coimbatore, Pune, Varanasi, almost Sri Lanka, Tamil Nadu, and many other places as well. So I heartily welcome you guys all through this particular session. Now, as you were able to see from the live chat itself, we also have people from Kenya, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and many other countries as well. So, keeping that in mind, guys, the mode of communication for throughout the entire bootcamp will be only in English. There are multiple reasons for that. First of all, yes, we have international students joining us right over here. We have students joining us from South India as well who don't understand Hindi per se. So we will have to take further the communication to be in English. The second reason for that is data structures and algorithms and competitive programming is something that basically helps you in your journey towards getting placed. No matter which field you are interested in data science, you are interested in machine learning, you are interested in artificial intelligence, you want to get placed as a software development engineer, you want to get placed as a front end engineer, as a back end engineer, as a full stack engineer, as a cloud computing engineer, as a DevOps engineer, anything remotely related to programming, anything remotely related to programming, if you want to get placed in a company for that, in a good MNC for that itself, data structures and algorithms and competitive programming is going to be compulsory for you. You can't run away from that. You can't skip it. If you want a placement, you have to learn data structure algorithms and competitive programming. So in this particular bootcamp, what I'm going to do for you guys is that you don't need to know anything about programming. You don't need to know what is C++, what is data structure algorithms, what is competitive programming. I'll be going further and introducing you guys to each and every topic in a very brief manner itself. So first we'll start out by understanding a little bit of C++, a little bit of syntax in C++, some of the important interview questions that are there in C++ as well. And then we'll be moving towards data structures and algorithms in C++, where we'll be learning about arrays, linked list, and a few other data structures. We'll be looking at some of the questions related to data structures and algorithms that will be there, both from perspective of practice as well as interview. And then we'll go towards competitive programming. We'll solve some questions from lead code, trying to understand whatever we have learned, how will it be reflected in a competitive programming environment itself. everything that you will be learning in this particular bootcamp will be based off just one fact, that is placements. This is not a boot camp where you're coming in that, okay, I need to learn DSA, and that is the reason why I've come here. If you want to explore what exactly is data structures and algorithms, how to use data structures and algorithms, and study it in a format necessary for your placements, then this is the right spot for you. Okay, throughout the entire 7 days, once you have learned C++, data structure algorithms, what is DSA, some of the important topics of DSA, solving some questions in DSA, what is competitive programming, why is it so important for you guys, solving some questions right over there, having some practice right over there, you will be awarded with 3 certificates at the end of the boot camp. Okay, these 3 certificates will be a DevTown certificate, of course, because DevTown is organizing this bootcamp for you guys. But also, DevTown is organizing this bootcamp in collaboration with 2 other companies, that is Amazon and Google. Uh, Speaking very frankly, over the past few days, I was out of town. That is the reason why some of the boot camps were not conducted. For the past 15 days, no boot camp has been conducted by DevTown. Due to that very reason itself, we used to have Microsoft as well giving out the certificates. I'm very sure that within a month or two, they will also be coming back to continue giving certificates to you guys. But in this particular bootcamp, we have been given our collaboration with Amazon and Google. So these will be the 3 certificates that will be given to you guys at the end of the bootcamp. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know, guys. I hope everything is very clear to you guys, right? Awesome, guys. Now, when you're coming to this bootcamp, guys, make sure that you have taken up a glass of coffee. Okay, while coming up to the bootcamp, make sure you have a glass of coffee itself before the bootcamp. That is my personal suggestion, so that your brains are wide open while attending the bootcamp, right? Because in the bootcamp, there's a lot to cover, there's a lot to understand with a very limited time frame for us, right? So we need to make sure that everything goes smoothly and everything goes well as well. Now, the second question that should arise in your mind is, okay, I'm going to learn all this, I'm going to get certifications as well, but what is the criteria of the certification? Okay, how will I be able to make sure that I'm able to get all the 3 certificates, whether it be the Google certificate, the Amazon certificate, or the DevTown certificate itself? It's a very, very, very simple answer, guys. Every single day at the end of the boot camp, every single day at the end of the boot camp, I will be taking up your attendance. Okay, now how will the attendance be taken up, where will the attendance be taken up, I'll be letting you guys know at the end of today's session itself. Okay, so how the attendance, where the attendance, at the end of session today. But every single day I'll be taking up your attendance in different manners itself. It will not be the same every single day, and based upon those students who will be having 100% live attendance, that is attendance when they were there within the class itself, these will be the students that will be given the 3 certificates. Can you guys just repeat what is the criteria of getting the certificates? It will be very easy for me to understand if you have understood it or not. Could you guys please repeat what is the criteria of getting the certificates, guys? Please let me know. 100% live attendance. So if you're not coming up live to the session, I'm very sorry, but you will not be able to get the certificates itself. So it should be live attendance, not like the class happened 2 hours ago, I'm watching it after 3 hours, I will still get the certificates. It's not going to be like that. You have to come up to the class live itself, guys. Okay. Now, coming back to the topic, so could you guys let me know, I'm going to take up a poll. I'm going to ask you guys, how many of you guys have no idea? Okay, let's not take up a poll, let's just answer this point blank itself. How many of you guys have no idea what is data structures and algorithms, what is competitive programming, and how they are different? Could you guys please let me know? So I will be able to understand how many of you guys have no idea that this is the most important topic for your placements. Like, even beyond like you becoming the best software engineer in the entire world, you don't know data structures, algorithms, you don't know competitive programming, you're not going to get any jobs. So how many of you guys have no idea what is data structures, algorithms, what is competitive programming, and why they are different? Okay, no idea. So those students who are saying no idea, this is a very important class for you. Let's get started with that. Today our aim is to first understand why we are learning this using a very good example. Then we'll move on to our first Hello World program in C++, understanding the code line by line itself, as well as trying to make sure that once we have understood the code, what are the possible interview questions that will be asked to you guys. Okay, no issues in that, guys. If you have no idea, you don't have to worry. I'm there for you guys. I'm here to help you guys out. Okay, so let me just open up your chat on my mobile phone. And in the middle of the class, if I cough a little bit, just pardon me for the same. I've got a little bit cough. Okay, so just ignore that for the meanwhile. Okay, no issues in that. Great, awesome. So let me just open up your chat section on my mobile phone. Great. Let's get started. So let me open a paint first. Let me open a paint first so that I'm able to teach you guys everything properly itself. Okay, so here is my pen and let's get started with this. Okay, guys, so first thing that we need to understand is that how many of you guys have a MacBook? How many of you guys have a MacBook, guys? Can somebody let me know? How many of you guys have a MacBook? Okay, my spelling handwriting is not that great, guys, but pardon me for the same. If you don't have a MacBook, you must know that big companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Flipkart, Walmart, JB Morgan and Chase, Goldman Sachs, every single big company that exists out there that offers a package of more than 12 lakhs per annum, every single company out of what you know about gives MacBooks to their employees, Apple MacBooks to their employees to work upon. And each of these MacBooks cost more than 1.5 lakh rupees to 2.5, 3.5 lakh rupees as well. It's a very costly device. Do you guys know about this? Like every single big company, whether it be Google, Microsoft, Amazon, offers MacBooks to their employees to work upon. If you don't know, I think so I've forgotten to introduce myself to you guys. So my name is Shaurya Sinha, and I have been a part of various different companies. I started out my journey as a data analyst intern in Reliance Industries, then a data analyst intern in Reliance Industries, then a data scientist intern in Geo. After that, for my very first job, I joined in at Google as an Explore ML lead itself. I worked at Google for almost 1.5 years, and then I went into Fastnell. Then I opened up my own company, DevTown, and so on and so forth. So when I was working in Google, there were somewhere around 40,000 employees at that point of time. 40,000 software engineers at that point of time, guys. Among these 40,000 software engineers that were there, every single one of these engineers was using a MacBook. Every single one of these engineers, these software engineers in Google were using a MacBook. But now, when you're a software engineer, you have to work with various different technologies every single day. You have to install some technologies, you have to uninstall some technologies, you have to decaplicate some technologies, you have to group together some technologies, creating an environment, and so on and so forth. To handle all that for us, we used a software called as Homebrew. Okay, we used a software called as Homebrew, guys. Use a software called as Homebrew back then. Now, this Homebrew software itself, we used to use it every single day, at least 2 to 3 times. So just think about it. 40,000 developers in Google are using this software Homebrew every single day. Their entire work is totally dependent upon this software itself. Totally dependent upon this software. That means this software is very important, right? The person who must have created this software would be a genius. He would be one of the best software engineers in the entire world. He created a software that not just Google, but Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, Goldman Sachs, JB Morgan and Chase, all these companies are now dependent upon. All these companies are now dependent upon it itself. That means it's a very important software itself, right? Now, this software, the person who created this software actually gave a entrance exam at Google. He tried to enter into Google itself. He anonymously applied at Google. And the best part about this story is that he got rejected. The person who created the software that every single company is dependent upon got rejected from getting a job at Google. Now, why is that the case? Why did he get rejected? Like his software engineering skills, I don't think so. Any of us will be doubting it. He created the software that these big companies are now dependent upon, are literally dependent upon this software itself. Then why did he not get a job? The answer is very simple. He didn't know data structures and algorithms. And I'm not lying about it. He actually tweeted the entire thing on Twitter. And that is where I have taken up the story from. He tweeted the entire thing on Twitter that he was asked a question in the interviews, that is, invert a binary tree. And he didn't knew that. A simple DSA question, guys. A simple data structures and algorithms question. And he was not able to do so, and that is the reason why he got rejected. Learning data structures and algorithms and understanding competitive programming, having a good hold over competitive programming, has become an essential thing to get any jobs in the IT field. If you don't know it, you are already lagging behind. You will not get any jobs. I'm speaking up very point blankly. It says no matter how good you are at data science, no matter how good you are at full stack, no matter how good you are at cyber security, no matter how good you are at software engineering, no matter you have 200 certificates to go further with as well. If you don't know data structures and algorithms, you are not going to get a chance to come up to an interview as well. You will not get a chance to sit at an interview as well, guys. Even sit, leave alone qualifying an interview. Coming to an interview, you will not get any chance. That is the reason why learning data structures and algorithms has become one of the most important things right now. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Why is it so important to learn DSA, competitive programming? Why is it so important, guys? Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. And those guys, just giving a recap, those guys who are writing present sir in the live chat, I'm just already letting you guys know that you are not going to get any certificates from me. Okay, if you are writing present sir in the live chat, you have already been banned from getting any certificates from DevTown or our partner companies itself. The reason for that is you are not listening to me in the class. I've already told you that I will be taking up the attendance at the end of today's class, and it will be my own method that I have not yet told you guys. So those who are trying to cause a ruckus in the class thinking they are very smart, I hope so that you are able to realizing writing present sir is already blocking you from getting your certificates. Just sit, learn as much as possible, guys. There's a lot to learn in today's class, and make sure you are paying attention instead of paying attention to these fuckers. Okay. And yes, I swear a lot as well. So be ready for that. So the next particular thing that we need to understand is that, okay, why C++? There are so many programming languages, right? You might have heard about Python, Java, JavaScript, C. Many of you guys might be taught C for data structures and algorithms. Why are we choosing C++? Why not C? Why not Python? Why not Java? Why not JavaScript? So many different languages are there, right? Why C++ itself? So to understand that, you need to understand how companies hire. Okay, no matter which company you look further to. So I have personally taken up interviews for more than 15 different companies. So I'm personally a technical recruiter as well. I've taken up interviews for more than 15 different companies, have placed over 8,000 students over the past 2 years. 8,000 students placed over the past 2 years itself. So I have a very good understanding about how companies basically take up their interviews. Now, for every single company out there, whether it be Google, Microsoft, Amazon, or whether it be JP Morgan and Chase, Goldman Sachs, or TCS, Infosys, Wipro, Accenture, they take up interviews in the exact same manner for every single position. No matter if you're applying as a data analyst, you're applying as a data scientist, you're applying as a software engineer, you're applying as a full stack engineer, cloud computing engineer, anything related to programming, the hiring process is the exact same. Now, please try to understand this. Every single one of these companies get millions of resumes every single year. They don't have the time, neither the resources to go through every single one of these resumes. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? That These companies are getting millions of resumes every single year. They don't have the resources, they don't have the people to go over every single one of these resumes or take over interviews for every single one of them itself. So what happens usually is that you apply to a company, okay, you apply to a company itself. After applying to a company, your resume gets, like, nobody sees that resume, nobody is keen at looking at that resume itself. You get sent a link for an online coding round. You get sent a link to an online coding round itself. Now this online coding round is going to be solely based upon your concepts of competitive programming itself. Okay, your concept of competitive programming. So if you have studied just data structures and algorithms, it is of no use, because you will not be able to complete this online coding round. In this online coding round, you get two to three coding questions that you have to solve in 45 to 60 minutes. Okay, you get two to three coding questions itself that you will have to solve in 45 to 60 minutes. So if you're choosing a programming language like C, what is being taught to many of you guys in your college, just C as a programming language, you will never be able to complete this exam itself. C is a very lengthy programming language with no shortcuts, no STLs, nothing out there. You have to code everything from the basics itself. It's a very lengthy programming language, and learning data structures and algorithms in C or doing competitive programming in C is an utter waste of time. You will never be able to complete this online coding round itself. Now, many of you guys will be saying, so what about Python? What about JavaScript? These are short programming languages. These are programming languages that I can easily write fast code inside of. Why are we not using Python as our programming language of choice? Why C++? Please try to understand this, that if you qualify this round, if you qualify this online coding round, then you go further with your interviews. Now, inside of your interviews, the first round of interviews for every single one of you is going to be a data structures and algorithms round, wherein the interviewer is going to give you a question that we are going to see in this particular boot camp itself. You will have to write the code for that question in front of the interviewer itself. And if you are not able to do that, you are rejected from right over there. You are rejected from right over there itself. And whatever programming language that you choose for doing data structures and algorithms, for doing competitive programming, he will be asking you questions related to that particular programming language as well. For example, if you're choosing Python as a programming language of choice to do competitive programming, to do data structures and algorithms, he will be asking you questions related to Python. Now, the problem with Python is that it is a very vast programming language. It is very easy to learn, it is very easy to understand as well, but it is a very vast programming language with a lot of use case itself. And the person who is going to take up your interview has at least 5 years of experience, that is 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. For 5 years he has been programming in just Python or JavaScript. Do you really think that you will know more than him about Python as a programming language? The kind of questions that he can ask you guys there can be very difficult, lowering your chances of getting a placement. So it's just a game of statistics itself. For example, when you were preparing for JEE mains and advanced, which question should I go through, which question should I leave, in a similar manner to increase your chances of getting placed, Python is one of the worst programming languages that you can choose. Similar to that, JavaScript as well is one of the worst programming languages that you can choose, because in the interviews the questions can get very difficult for you. So it is always a very good probability to go further with either C++ or Java. Now, in this particular bootcamp, because I had to choose only one programming language, I have chosen C++. The reason for that is it is much more simpler, much more easier to understand than Java. And even I did my entire competitive programming in C++ itself. That is the reason why I chose C++ for this bootcamp. My preference for you guys will be C++, but anything between C++ and Java is a very good choice for you guys. Okay. Are you guys able to understand? See, it's a basic understanding about these are the different languages available. I cannot choose C because it's a very, very lengthy programming language. I cannot use Python or JavaScript because the questions can get very tough. The rest of the two languages that are left, C++, Java, both of them are equally good. My preference was C++. It's as simple as that. Okay, so now that we have understood why we have chosen C++ and why data structures and algorithms and competitive programming is important, let us move out to our very first question, guys. That is writing a hello world program in C++. Now, many of you guys will be Indians. Some of you guys will be from outside India as well. So most of the Indians will be able to vouch for me. Basically, ki we Indians find it very auspicious to eat curd and sugar before doing anything new. Okay, that is what we consider as a good thing itself for us. Okay, to eat curd and sugar before doing any kind of new attribute thing itself in life. In a similar manner itself, as a programmer, okay, as a programmer itself, whenever we want to start learning a new programming language, we print hello world in that particular programming language, guys. And that is what we are going to do right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the internet, and because this entire bootcamp, you don't need a laptop. Okay, you don't need a computer. You can do the entire thing from your smartphone, from your tablet, from your smart TV, whatever you are having. Okay, so you don't have to use a computer for that. I will make sure of that. The reason for that is because most of the competitive programming platforms that we are going to learn about, we are going to use are completely online, so you don't have to worry about anything, guys. Okay, so right now, let me just find a C++ online compiler, and we'll go to the first particular location itself. So I've opened up a C++ online compiler right over here, guys, and it already comes up with a hello world program for me. Do not worry if you find it very difficult to understand what is written right over here. I'll be explaining every single line of code line by line, so you don't have to worry about it. Today, our aim is just this, just to understand what is going on right over here, what is written right over here itself. Now, please try to understand this. Any kind of programming language that you are learning, it will only do what you actually tell it to do. It is not smart, it is not intelligent. It will only do what you are trying to tell him or her. Okay, it's as simple as that, guys. Okay, the first particular line that you are able to see right over here is, let me change it to a white theme itself so that you guys are able to see everything clearly. So right over here, the first line basically says online C++ compiler to run C++ program online. Are you guys able to see this particular line, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to see this particular line, guys? Please let me know. Okay, many of you guys are saying that you are not able to see the screen is blurred or something like that. So let me revalidate it for you. I know many of you guys have been living under a rock up till this point of time that you don't even know how YouTube works. So for those students who are like Patrick from SpongeBob SquarePants living under a rock itself like a starfish, I will help you guys out to clear up the blur from your screen. The first particular method is when you are watching the video itself, on the top right corner of your screen, you should be able to see a gear like icon. Just click on that, go into quality. From quality, go into advanced itself. And from advanced, you can select 1080p or 720p. Everything will look clear on your screen itself. If you're still not able to see it clearly, that means either your phone is dirty or your lens is dirty. So please do clean it up with a microfiber cloth or something. If you're still not able to see things clearly, I will definitely suggest you to take a look up with a doctor to get your eyes checked. I think so you have numbers or you have cataract or some shit. Please get it verified. Okay. For the rest of the people who are able to see everything clearly, let's look at the first particular line. Online C++ compiler to run C++ program online. Now, what do you mean by this compiler? What is this compiler? Please try to understand this. This is just English. Include, IOStream, main, std, cout, hello world. These are English letters itself. Computers cannot understand English. Please try to understand this, guys. Computers cannot understand English. What they are able to understand is the machine language code itself, or binary code. Okay, the ones and zeros, the strings of ones and zeros, that is what is basically understood by a computer. But for you guys to be able to visualize and understand the entire code in ones and zeros will be very difficult. And that is the reason why you have a translator in middle. Okay, this translator is what we call it as the C++ compiler for us. The C++ compiler, you write the C++ program in the language that you are comfortable with, that is English. It compiles down. The C++ compiler compiles down your high level language, that is your language closer to English, into a binary code, a machine language, so that the computer is able to understand your code itself. Please try to understand it. Computer cannot understand this code. Whatever you have written right over here, they cannot understand it. It is a human language code itself. This is what humans are able to understand. The computers are able to understand binary code, that is just zeros and ones, that's it. So this compiler basically translates this human language to zeros and ones that the computer is able to understand. Are you guys able to understand this particular thing? Please let me know. Now, the page main.cpp is a file. Okay, just like you are having your PDF file, PPT file, docs file, txt file, text file, all these different files are there. Similar to that, this is a C++ file or CPP file. Then the name of this file is main. Okay, so like .ppt, .pdf is there. Simple to that, this is .cpp, that is C++, and the name of the file is called as main. Okay, inside of this we are going to write our code. Now the first line that you are able to see, you are able to see that it appears in green color and has this two forward slash in the start itself. It has this two forward slash in the start. This is called as a comment. Okay, this is called as a comment itself. This is not a line of code. This is what it is basically telling. This is a comment. This is not a line of code. This is not something that the compiler needs to understand and translate into machine code. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that, guys. This is what the this particular double forward slash is basically telling, that this is a comment. This is just to make sure that you are able to understand what is written right over here. It is just a comment itself. It's just a commentary that is going on in the back end. It is not the actual game. Are you guys able to understand this first line, guys? What is a comment? A comment is not a line of code, guys. It is just normal English to understand what is going on in the code. We're just commenting it out that, okay, this is an online compiler used to run the C++ program online. So this is called as a comment itself. This is not a line of code and it does not get compiled down by the C++ compiler. The first line of code, the actual first line of code is hash include iostream. Is hash include iostream. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know. The first line of code, are you guys able to see this? Hash include iostream itself. The meaning of this is that, so what do you want to do inside of this code? You want to show hello world. You want to print hello world at the end of the day, right? Now for C++ to be able to print something, it needs something called as C out. It needs a tool. It needs a tool called as C out that basically helps C++ to print something to your screen. Okay, it needs this tool, and this tool is stored inside of a toolbox called as iostream. This tool see out. So what do we want to do? We want to print something out on our screen. To do that, we have this tool called as see out that basically helps us to print something to our screen itself, guys. And that tool is basically stored inside of a toolbox called as iostream, guys. It is stored inside of a toolbox called as iostream. Now to for us, so that we are able to use this tool, that is C out, we are calling this toolbox. We are saying that, okay, C++, include this toolbox in our code. Bring the entire toolbox, keep it with you so that we can use any of the tools in the future. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. What is the meaning of this particular term? There is a file called as iostream, which contains all these different tools that are required related to input and output. Okay, both for input and output, many of the tools are stored inside of this IO stream. We want to use one of those tools for output, that is called as C out. And that tool, to use that tool, we are telling C++ that include this file IO stream that contains all these tools so that we are able to use it at a later point of time. The next particular code is a int main and then parenthesis. This is called as the main function. Whatever code is present inside of the main function, this is where the execution of the code actually starts. This is where your code starts basically. So this include IO stream is done even before we are running the code inside of the main function. Okay, even before we go right over here and run all this code, we first include the IO stream, okay, because that is required. And then our main code, the major code itself, the main code that we were supposed to write, that will go inside of the int main function. Now what is this function? What is this term called as function, guys? For example, right now if you're coming to my particular class for the my home, okay, let's assume you're coming to my home for the very first time, and I will say, okay, get me a glass of water. Would you know what to do? Would you know what to do, guys? You will not know about it, right? Where is the water tap? Where is the glass? How can I get the water? Where is the kitchen? First of all, you'll have so many different questions. So for the very first time, I will have to let you know that, okay, when I say get me a glass of water, you have to get up from your seat, you have to walk in front of you 10 feet, you have to take a left, you have to walk 5 feet in front of you, you have to take a left once again, you will enter into the kitchen. There you have to pull out the second drawer itself. There you will find the particular glass. You have to fill the glass with water from the mud itself. Once you're able to do that, you have to walk the exact same path, come back to me. Once I've explained the entire thing to you, do I have to tell you the exact same step again and again? No, I've told you once, right? The next time that that I say to you that, okay, get me a glass of water, you will know exactly what to do, right, guys? You will know exactly what you have to do, right, guys? Please let me know. You will know exactly what to do, right? Similar to that, functions also exist in programming languages as well, wherein instead of writing the same code again and again to do something, you put it out inside of a function itself. You say that, okay, these 5 lines of code, these 5 steps that I've mentioned is going to be called as the get me a glass of water function itself. Now every time that I say get me a glass of water, you have to execute these steps. That is what is a function. Okay, so here where the program is going to start, that is a question that C++ is having, right? That is the question, that where is the program going to start. So that is what is being said right over here, that whatever code that you'll put up inside of the main function, that is what is going to be called as your, like, that is going to be the code that is going to be executed first. That is where the code is actually, your program is actually beginning. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Everybody is able to understand. I know this is a very heavy concept itself, but this is a very important concept, because you will be asked in your interviews, what is a hash include IO stream, why is it used, what is the importance of the main function itself. So you will have to answer these questions right over there. These are not something that I'm just telling you to like get your attention or something. It is very important questions right over there, guys. Okay, so again we have a comment right over here, guys. Write C++ code here. So we have a comment. Then we are having your std colon colon and then C out, and then we are having your hello world. Now, what do we mean by this? Now, of course, we know what is cout, right? We just discussed upon it. This is the tool to print out something to our screen, right? The output tool itself, right? To print out something to our screen. That is what cout is. What about this std? Does anybody know what is std, guys? Please let me know. Anybody who knows what is std? Now, this is not sexually transmitted diseases, guys, but yeah, anybody who has any idea about what is STD, guys? Somebody saying standard. Anybody who has the full knowledge of STD? Good. So this is also called as standard itself. Okay, standard C out. Now, what is the use of this standard itself right over here? So basically, it is saying that there can be multiple different files, right? It can be an IO stream file, it can be a .h file itself. There can be multiple different toolboxes that can exist in the entire world, right? It is not just that okay, the only this particular toolbox exists. Only the toolbox made by Shorasina exists right over there. There can be multiple different toolboxes that exist throughout the entire world, right? But here we have included just the IO stream. So we have to mention the standard name that exists inside of the IO stream itself. We want to use that standard C out. Nothing new right over here. We don't want to use any other C out. We want to use the standard C out that exists. Now, right, every single time that you want to use an input or an output function, you will have to mention a STD right over here, guys. STD colon colon. And this is a very, very, very lengthy process itself. And usually we don't want to do that, right? Usually we don't want to do that. So for that very reason, to ignore that, to not to use STD colon colon, we can write another line of code right over here using namespace STD. So what is happening right over here is that we have created a namespace called as STD, guys. We have created a namespace called as STD. Every single input or output function, now we can directly write it as C out. We don't have to write STD again and again and again. Basically, for example, when you write like a particular sentence and you want to write it again and again, you just put inverted commas right over there, right? And okay, this is the same, this is the same, this is the same, this is the same. In a similar manner, think about it as namespace basically created a space where all the names have STD in front of them, where all the name has STD in front of them itself, guys. Think about it like that, guys. Think about it like that. This is so names, the official definition of namespace is that we create a space where we are able to define or declare any kind of like variables names or something like that. Here we have defined it as an STD. Okay, STD. So all our C out, C in are declared as an standard version of themselves itself. They have been declared as a standard version of themselves itself, guys. Okay. So first it was STD colon colon. Many of you guys are asking what is this colon colon. So this is also referred to as the okay, scope resolution operation itself. Resolution operator. So basically, it is saying that the C out right over here is present in the standard scope of things itself. The scope of things. Think about it as where is that particular thing located? Is it located in Mumbai? Is it located in Chamber? It is located inside of my house, inside of chamber itself. Where is it exactly located? So we are saying that C out is located at STD as a standard operator itself. It is put up as a standard operator itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Why not iostream.h? Because you don't have to put it up like that. C++ already understands it. Okay, so once you have removed the STD from here, you just have a C out, right? Then you put up the less than symbol. Okay, you put up this particular operator right over here. So C out, what do you want to print? What do you want to print itself? So whatever you want to print, you put it up after this less than symbol. As you're able to see, I want to print hello world. So it gets put after the less than symbol. So think about it as like, what do you want to print? That is what you're saying right over here. And at the end itself, guys, you have a semicolon. The semicolon basically is like the full stop of English language. Just like in English language, you have a full stop, right? In a similar manner, inside of programming, you have a semicolon. Basically states that this is where the line of like the entire line, programming line basically ends right over there itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. using namespace std, was it so all the different things, that is c out, c in, all these different tools that exist inside of the standard namespace. There's a namespace called as standard. Okay, there's a namespace called as standard which contains all the different tools that are important for you to use. So what you're saying is that, okay, instead of writing that, okay, from the std like standard template itself, bring just the c out, we are not doing that. We are going to use the entire namespace itself. We're going to use the entire standard namespace, so we don't have to mention that c out basically lives in the standard namespace, because it is, we have already brought the entire namespace right over here itself. These are very, very, very important questions, guys. Take it up very seriously, because even if you know data structure algorithms, even if you know computer programming, if you are not able to answer these questions in the interview, you will still get rejected. You will still get rejected at the end, because these questions will be asked in your interviews. That is the reason why I'm stressing on each and every line of code, guys. Okay. Okay, so right now, this return zero. So every single function, when it gets over, it gives a return gift back. It basically tells you that the function is over. How did it terminate? Did it went well or not? Is everything good or not? Did the code run fine or not? Was there any kind of problems that happened with the code or not, guys? So this return zero basically return. So if every all the code inside of the function works well, if all the code present inside of the function works well itself, then it will return zero, that everything went well, everything is good. And this returning a zero just so that you are able to understand that everything went well itself, everything is good. This is the return value. It can return anything. It doesn't have to return a zero. It can return a one. It can return 180 8746 itself. It can return anything. Here by default, usually we just return a zero. That is the reason why this main function has been initialized as an integer. This main function has been initialized as an integer itself. So most of us knows the boot basics. Please cover all the topics. See, for those who are thinking that what you will be saying, that is what I will be teaching, you can please leave this boot camp immediately. Because for me, when I take up a boot camp, for me, every single student has no idea what is C++. Every student has no idea what is data structures and algorithms. Every student has no idea what is computer programming. I will start from right over here. If you feel that the pace is okay, if you feel that you are being taught the right things, you can stay in the boot camp or you can leave immediately. I'm not giving you any kind of hostage. I've not asked you to pay anything for the boot camps. The only thing that I've asked you of is to make sure that you are in the boot camp, you're paying attention to the boot camp. That's it. So if you want to pay attention, you can. If you want to leave, I will try to ask every single question. I will try to answer every single question as well, but do not disturb the boot camp. Okay. So why int main? Why not only main? Because you are returning a zero. Okay. So basically, what is the type? So every single function also has a type itself inside of C++. Here we are returning a zero. Zero is an integer, right? Zero is an integer itself. So integer that is there. So the function is returning an integer. Hence the type of the function is an integer itself. And the type of the function is an integer. Now, depending upon what you're returning right over there, we will be seeing, we are going to see a lot of code, guys. Okay. I know many of you guys have already coded, you have already a lot of questions in your mind, but here you are starting from ground zero. You don't know what is void, you don't know what is strings, you don't know what is anything right now. Believe in that. We are going to see everything slowly and steadily. The more that we code, the more we will be able to understand. Right over here, our question is why the int? That's it. You just have seen the int for the very first time in your life, and that is how you need to see the code as well. Okay. So again, you don't know float, you don't know anything about integers, nothing. Believe in that. We have just started out with our very first class today, guys. Okay. So please be a little bit more calmer and try to understand this stuff right over here. Okay, so let us run this particular code right now, guys, and we will be able to see that we are getting the hello world printed out on our screens. Are you guys able to see hello world printed out on our screen, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? That hello world is getting printed on our screen, guys. Please let me know. Great, awesome. Now I'm able to see some of the questions like why have we used hash right over here. So I've already answered that. Okay, so I'm not going to answer the same thing again and again. If you are late in the class, please make sure that you were on time. I can't help you guys out with that. Okay, so as for the very first class, I'll stop right over here. I don't want to overburden you on the very first day. But I want you guys to do today, I'm going to give you guys a very small assignment, guys. I want you guys to do the exact same thing at your homes. Okay, you have almost 24 hours since the next particular class starts, right? The class will start again at the same time tomorrow, but tomorrow it will be a 90 minutes class. Okay, tomorrow it will be a 90 minutes class, guys. So please be ready for that. Today, I want you guys to do the exact same code, write the exact same code again, and wherever you are not able to understand something, try to Google it up. That's it. Try to Google it up. And still, if you're not able to understand, come back to me at the next class. I'll help you guys understand this stuff itself. Are you guys able to understand? A very simple assignment, guys. A very simple assignment. Will that be fine, guys? Please let me know. A very simple assignment, guys. Please let me know. Okay, great. Awesome, guys. Awesome. One more thing, guys. So, right now, you guys are attending the C and Data Structures and Algorithms Bootcamp. The next bootcamp after this is going to be the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript bootcamp, where we are going to learn how to create the Netflix clone. So, again, just like this bootcamp, there are no prerequisites right over there. There will be certificates from Google as well as Amazon as well as DevTown for the next bootcamp as well. The bootcamp is going to be on HTML, CSS, JavaScript. You will be learning what is HTML and learning HTML as well. CSS, learning CSS practically. JavaScript, learning JavaScript practically. No prerequisites of any kind. And then we'll be creating the landing page of Netflix using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in the bootcamp as your project that you can put up on your resume as well. And again, it will be certified. It is a free of cost bootcamp itself. So could you guys let me know how many of you guys are interested for a boot camp such as that? Could you guys please let me know how many of you guys are interested for a boot camp such as that, guys? Okay, great, awesome. So many of you guys are interested for that. So for every single boot camp, there are two things that I want you guys to know. So we organize the boot camp free of cost. We never charge anything for our boot camps. We always make sure that the boot camps are available freely on YouTube itself. For the certificates as well, we never charge anything from our students. We want them to be able to participate in the boot camp, to be able to learn inside of the boot camp at all times. And for that reason itself, we might need a little bit of help from you guys if you are willing enough to do it. Okay. So whenever we organize any boot camps, we ask our students to circulate the boot camps, the message of the boot camps within their peers as well. That please send it off to your friends or somebody so that more number of students can attend the boot camps. The reason for that is, see, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, GitHub, Postman, we have organized boot camps with so many different companies itself, and they only give out the certificates to us for free, that we are able to give it to you guys, because the more number of students that are there, the more number of reach they are able to get, and that is the reason why we are able to do it for free as well. So it will be a genuine request from my end that if you are participating in the next boot camp that is of the Netflix clone, please do make sure that if somebody from DevTown is like reaching out to you guys to help us promote the event a little bit further, do help them out, guys, because for that is what helps us to make sure that this boot camp remains for free, and we really want to do that for you guys, right? So coming back to attendance, guys, so for every single one of you, I'll be putting up the registration in today's attendance itself. So it will be just a button. If you're selecting, you want to register for the bootcamp. So registration is compulsory for getting certificates. If you are not registering for the bootcamp, then even if you're participating in Netflix, we will not be able to issue you the certificates. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. If you want to participate in the Netflix bootcamp, you will have to register yourself for the bootcamp itself. That registration will be there inside of your today's attendance. Let me show you guys today's attendance itself. Give me a second, guys. I'll be creating your attendance right now, guys. Give me a second. It will take me a second or two to create your attendance, guys. So as you're able to see right over here, this is the next bootcamp, guys. The Netflix clone using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript that will be organized on 3rd of September, guys. That will be happening on 3rd of September. So it has a very long time to it. I am able to understand that. But nevertheless, guys, please do register for the bootcamp. It is going to be a great bootcamp for you guys. And I hope that you guys will be able to learn a lot from the bootcamp as well. I really hope so. Why is this not working? Give me a second, guys. I'll create your attendance right now. So every single week, guys, we try to make sure that we are able to organize some events, some kind of boot camps for you guys. You will be having Python and data science boot camps, full stack development boot camps itself. You will be having hackathons. You will be having open source events, and a lot many number of things right over here at DevTown. So you never have to worry about anything, guys. That is always our aim. Okay. Okay. I'll just create the question right over here and. Control C, V. Just a second, guys. Whatever boot camps that we organize, guys, that is majorly for just one thing. That is basically to get as many like people interested in placements and stuff. That is the only reason why we organize boot camps. All the boot camps that we organize are only for placements. So if we feel that something is not for placements, we don't even organize that. So if you feel that a boot camp, a topic is important enough for your placements, we'll definitely organize it. Okay. Yes, I want to register. No. Wired. So right over here, guys, in your attendance, please make sure that you are going to fill up your correct name. Okay, your full name should be absolutely correct. Okay, as well as if you are interested for the index Netflix clone, that is the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript clone bootcamp that is going to start from the 3rd of September itself. Just mark yes, I want to register. That will be more than sufficient. Somebody from DevTown will be reaching out to you guys, asking you to circulate the like information about the boot camp with your friends itself, because that is very important. Like I said, guys, this boot camp is for free. We're just expecting some help from you guys so that more number of students are able to get the benefit of these boot camps and they are able to enjoy it as well. Okay, so right over here, guys, inside of the live chat, I'm going to provide you guys with the attendance link right now. Okay, I'm going to provide you guys with the attendance link right now. Please try to understand this, guys, that once the attendance link is provided to you guys, many of you guys will be getting an error, okay, saying a traffic error or something like that, and you will not be able to access the attendance link. Please try to understand this. You just have to reload and refresh the attendance link, guys. The attendance link works absolutely fine. You just have to refresh or reload if you're getting a traffic error. Could you guys please let me know what do you have to do if you're getting a traffic error, guys? Could you guys let me know what do you have to do if you're getting a traffic error? Refresh and reload the attendance link, guys. Now today the attendance link is being given to you guys at the end of the class. From tomorrow onwards, the attendance link will be given in the first half of the class itself. In the first 30 minutes, I will be taking up your attendance. So if somebody is not present in the middle of the class, he will be, if he is not present in the start of the class itself, he will be losing out his certificates. From tomorrow onwards, the attendance will be taken up in the first 30 minutes of the class. So if you are not present in the class itself on time, you will not be able to get your attendance. You will not be able to get your certificates as well. Okay. So I'm going to provide you guys with the attendance link. The attendance link is there in the live chat, guys. Please start filling up the attendance link. I pinned the attendance link as well, guys. The attendance will be open for 10 minutes. The attendance will be closed exactly at 9. The attendance link will be closed at 9:26, guys. The attendance link will be closed exactly at 9:26. Please start filling up the attendance, guys. Please start filling up the attendance. The attendance will be closed exactly at 9:26, guys. The attendance will be closed exactly at 9:26, guys. Please start filling up your attendance. The attendance link is there in the live chat, guys. Please start filling up your attendance. The attendance link will be closed exactly at 9:26, guys. Exactly at 9:26. As you are able to see, the attendance link is working absolutely fine. People have started filling up the attendance as well. Please start filling up your attendance, guys. Please start filling up your attendance, guys. It's just a Google form, guys. You have to click it up and fill it up. It's as simple as that. If you're facing any kind of problems opening up the Google form, just refresh or reload the attendance. Just refresh or reload the page itself, guys. No Indian gamer, I will not be able to speak in Hindi. The reason for that is many of the students are from outside India and from South India who don't understand Hindi. As well as when you're coming in a boot camp to prepare for IT, your English should be good enough that you should be able to understand it, because in the interviews you are not allowed to speak in Hindi. Okay. Yes, Saransh, Yupal, you will be able to get the certificates from the next bootcamp. You will have to register yourself to get the certificates. For this bootcamp, it's absolutely fine. For the next bootcamp, you will have to register yourself to get the certificates. Okay. Please start filling up the attendance link, guys. Almost 1,300 students have already filled up the attendance. And the next bootcamp, guys, do register yourself for the next bootcamp. We are going to learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript. We're going to learn front-end web development. We are going to build the Netflix clone, the entire Netflix clone from the basics inside of the live class itself, that you will be able to put up on your resume, as well as the certificates from Google, Amazon, and DevTown. Again, that you will be able to put up on your resume. Okay. So please start filling up the attendance, guys, and do register yourself for the next boot camp, guys. That is going to start from the 3rd of September. Okay, next boot camp is going to start on 3rd of September, guys. The attendance link is there in the live chat, guys. I've already pinned up the attendance as well. Again, guys, tomorrow please be on time. Do not miss out on the class, guys, because I will be taking up the attendance in the start of the class. If you miss out on the attendance, even I will not be able to help you guys out with your attendance, guys. So please make sure that you are coming to the class on time. Okay, guys, I think so. Most of you guys have been able to fill up your attendance. Some of them are still remaining. After 6 minutes, the attendance link will also get closed. Okay. We'll meet in tomorrow's class directly, guys. We'll be continuing from right over there and we'll see what to do, right? So please make sure that today's assignment, please complete it when you're coming to do tomorrow's class, guys. Please complete your assignment before coming to the next class, guys, tomorrow at the same time. Do not be late, okay? Please, guys, do not be late, guys, in tomorrow's class. Make sure that you guys are coming up on time itself, guys. Okay? Okay, guys. Thank you so much, guys. We'll meet in tomorrow's class, guys. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye.